He couldn't even see the blackboard. That's how bad his eyesight was. And they mocked him for it, every single day. Until one day, I snapped, and they never saw it coming. I wasn't always the hero type. Most days, I kept my head down, finished my assignments, and tried not to be noticed. But this one day changed everything. My name's Thomas, and in 7th grade, I met Peter. He was quiet, wore thick glasses that didn't even work properly, walked with a slight limp, and never spoke unless spoken to. That made him a target. The bullies, 3 of them, acted like gods. Teachers looked away. Kids laughed. And Peter? He just took it, day after day. Shoulders hunched, eyes wet. Then one day in math class, they ripped his notebook apart. Laughed. Called him for eyes and cripple. Right in front of everyone. Peter said nothing. He just started picking up the pages in silence. And that's when something inside me snapped. I walked over, looked the main bully, let's call him Jake, dead in the eye and said, "Pick it up." He laughed in my face. But I didn't flinch. I picked up Peter's torn notes, handed them back to him, and walked him out of the class. It doesn't sound like much, but that day, I became their next target. They pushed me in the hallway, spilled milk on my books, started whisper campaigns about how I had a crush on Peter. Middle school garbage. I tried to stay strong. But when I overheard them planning to trip Peter during the school assembly, just for laughs, that's when I realized kindness wasn't going to work. They needed to be exposed. I didn't want revenge just for me. I wanted justice. For every Peter who was too scared to speak up. For every kid humiliated into silence. So I devised a plan. First, I started documenting everything. Every cruel joke. Every push. Every insult. I used my old phone, hidden in my backpack, to record conversations, capture hallway bullying, even text messages they sent to group chats. All of it. Then came the school talent show. Guess who was on the organizing committee? Me. Guess who submitted a skit anonymously under the title, "When No One's Watching"? Also me. It was a dramatic performance, reenacting scenes of real bullying at our school. Same words, same actions, same mannerisms. Too specific to ignore. We cast younger students to act out the scenes, and when it played out in front of the whole school, including parents and faculty, the silence in the auditorium was deafening. Everyone saw it. Them. Their words. Their behavior. Their cruelty. The principal was livid. Not at the skit, but at what it revealed. He launched an immediate investigation. Thanks to my recordings, there was undeniable proof. Jake and his gang were suspended, removed from leadership roles, and put under behavioral supervision. But the best part? Peter got a standing ovation when he walked up on stage with me after the performance. And that moment, the look in his eyes, it made every second of planning worth it. Some people think revenge has to be loud, fists, fury, yelling. But sometimes the best revenge is truth, displayed so clearly and painfully that it forces people to see what they've ignored for too long. Peter found his confidence. I found my voice. And the bullies? They finally faced the consequences of what they thought no one would ever challenge. And me? I learned that standing up for someone else is the first step in learning to stand up for yourself. If you've ever felt helpless or seen someone else being crushed by silence, remember, you're not alone. And sometimes doing the right thing is the most powerful form of payback. Subscribe for more stories where the quiet ones rise, and karma gets the last laugh.